on the East Coast over here. It's your man Mel Mel. A little tired. Woke up not too long ago, but I'm still beautiful. Just wanted to give you this special message on a live stream. You know, something that I probably shouldn't have to say, but you say it anyway. Because people need to know. You know, the people need to be informed, and I think it's important to inform people. Don't overshare. What do I mean? Don't overshare online. Don't put your whole life on social media. Respect your family members, the privacy of your peoples and whatnot. What's going on with your family? I see you out there. You know, um, Respect yourself, actually. You know what I'm saying? Respect your own privacy or your own life or your own anonymity, stuff like that. There's certain things shouldn't be online. You know what I'm saying? Intimate moments with family members and friends and stuff like that. Just things with coworkers. Just respect the fact that, what, some things should remain private. Even though we live in a world where, we're being watched all the time, hey, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's best not to overshare. Why? Because once you put something out there, it becomes something for public consumption. Yeah, Tiger. But sometimes we don't realize that because when you overshare and you put things out there that shouldn't be out there, sometimes it gives you views. It gets you popularity. What's going on, Mrs. P? I see you. I see you. Oversharing is a temptation sometimes because people will take, Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or whatever and use it as a diary. One of my friends, he was funny, he said, this is like a journal to me or whatever the case may be. And I had to really pay attention to what he was saying. What's going on, Tim S420, Molly Dolly, I see you out there. And I had to really listen to my friend. You don't want to get on here and make this a journal, a diary or whatever. It's all good. Um, it's a situation where, you try to share in moderation and whatnot. Yeah, 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 Tim, it's all good. I don't know, share sparingly. You can share intimate moments here and there, but like I said, I don't need to know what you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't need to know the last time you had sex. I don't need to know every time you take a hit, take a blunt, what I'm saying, to the face or take a dab. I mean, there's times when you do it, all right, cool, I get it, what I'm saying? But every intimate detail of a person's life, you got to be careful because once you put it out there, you may put something out there that you shouldn't have. You may put something out there that was a little bit too personal, TMI. And like I said, I fight with that myself because it's easy. It's a thin line between what you should share and what you shouldn't share. I mean, because like I said, this social media thing, this online thing, there's really no guidance, or there's really no off switch. You know, unless you create one. It can be constantly like the Truman Show. I don't know if anybody's seen the Truman Show with Jim Carrey. You could constantly, this 24-hour cycle. You're constantly being watched. Or you constantly letting other people in. You don't know how to turn it off. I mean, I remember I was watching a documentary. I forgot the documentary's name, but one of the guys on there was saying the best part about the computers is that it has an off switch. Yeah, yeah, it's the Truman Show. And people have to remember that with social media, with this technology, it has an off button for now. For now, use it. There's a time when you have to push away from the computer. You have to put down the smartphone. Which is kind of funny because right now I'm on the smartphone doing this. But there has to be a limit. There has to be a barrier. There has to be, just some space to say, you know what? I'll share this, I'll share that, I'll consume, and I'll leave it alone. Even with other people's lives, I'm saying be respectful. When somebody has a tragedy or somebody's going through drama or somebody's facing something, it's best to understand that we're human beings. What's going on, Cheryl? I appreciate you for coming through. We're human beings and stuff like that. And folks need their space sometimes, what I'm saying? If you see something that seems a little bit personal and somebody's sharing it and you think it's something that may be harmful to them, be a good friend. Pull them over to the side and say, hey, you know what? if I was you, maybe I wouldn't put so much of that out there. People have come to me onto the side and told me, you know, Mel, maybe you shouldn't have shared that. That was a little too personal. Or, you know, what about the people involved? You know, be careful not to put any names, any things like that out there. You know, just be careful. I mean, I'm just saying this to be careful what you share. Yeah, nah, don't let the social media and all the gadgets that we have control us, have control over the technology. What's up, Soul? Um, but sometimes it's hard because when you see a new gadget or new technology, or you just in the moment, it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to just start sharing your whole life. It's just easy to just start putting things out there that probably shouldn't be out there because people are interested and fascinated and people watching and all that stuff. I mean, it's tempting. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but the way you fight that temptation is remembering that these things have consequences. Everything you share has a consequence and a reaction to it. Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. One love. Yeah, what's going on, Calvin's Corner? Um, Let me see what you say again, Calvin. Anyone or anything in particular you remember that you should have changed? Yeah, there's some things. There's some things. I'm not gonna get into it right now. What's going on, KK family? There's a couple of things I think I should have changed or shouldn't have shared or whatnot. But you live and you learn from experience. And I say this is because, there's a lot of youth out there. There's a lot of young ones out there. And when you get older, you don't want to have stuff come creeping back up to you for a job or something like that, because like I said, this gets touchy because you start sharing a whole bunch of stuff nowadays. One of your bosses typing your name, doop, 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 look on your social media sites, and that could cost you a job. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, KK. I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to get up and get ready for the day. Like I said, I don't feel like getting up, but you know how that is. You got to do it. What's up, Amber? I see it. Definitely, Amber. People are a little too trusting, and you got to remember, that's a great point that you put out there. Not everybody is your friend. Not everybody that's watching you on your page and giving you thumbs up has your best interest in mind. Sometimes people, are creepy and stalkerish and, trollish and voyeuristic and really don't have your best interest in mind. So that's one of the reasons why you got to be careful what you share, because people will take information and things that you put out there and use it against you. People could take this live stream and try to use it against me, for whatever. Look at him looking drunk or hungover or slung or didn't wash his face or whatever, and that's your business. Oh, you saw me in April's chat last night. Oh, April, cool people. She's definitely cool people. Tell April I said hello. Yeah, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Mrs. P. But the thing is, sometimes these youngins got to be taught, because these things that you put out on their line, they come back to you. Definitely. Yeah, drama starters. Yeah, nah, definitely, Calvin. Yeah, no, Amber, I agree with your parents. I agree with your parents. You got to be a bit more reserved when you're on here. I mean, there's things that you could do if you have a talent that you want to display, or you have edited content, created content on here. I think that's really what it's for. But you have to be careful when you just turn the camera on and start talking. I remember there was an interview with Diddy one time on one of these outlets or something like that. And Diddy is sitting there, Diddy, the music mogul or whatever, the liquor seller. He's sitting there. Hey, what's up, Lynn? So Diddy is sitting there, and the guy's interviewing him. And he turns the camera on, and then he just tells him to start talking. And Diddy says, hey, ask me some questions. I'm not going to get on camera and just start talking and telling my life, because you do that, you may put something out there that shouldn't be. So why I take the time to say all that? What's up, Lulu? Thanks, Tosh, for coming through. I appreciate you. Why did I take the time to say that? When you turn the camera on, try to have a specific purpose for why you turn the camera on and what you want to do, what message you want to say. Get in, get out. You know what I'm saying? Don't get on camera and just start turning it on and let it roll and let people see things that they shouldn't probably see. I mean, because I had to be taught and pulled to the side. Somebody told me old time and said, look, everything that you do or go through, it's not everybody's business. You know, it's not everybody's business, you know, your intimate moments. Even if you're willing to share your most intimate, fun moments with everybody, you don't, you know. What's going on, Hazels? Everybody's here. I appreciate all 13 of you for coming through. Don't forget to hit that like, that thumbs up if you like it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you, Hazels. Thank you, Tosh Tom. You know, thank you, Calvin's Corner, Molly Dolly. You know what I'm saying? Molly Dolly, we like the party. Anyway. Molly Dolly. Anyway. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but nah, you know, you get on here, try to have a specific purpose for why you do what you do on here. You know, if you don't have a purpose for why you're on here, you know, definitely, you know, things can become TMI, you know. It's all good. Thank you, so I appreciate that. You know, the reason I say this is because, you know, these are things that sometimes we just should be reminded of. We forget, sometimes we get caught up in the emotion. You can meet people, you know, that seem cool or very trusting, and then you're sharing and sharing and sharing and oversharing. But there's a discipline that comes with this, just like with everything else. You know, hugs to you, Tosh Tom, hugs to you. Everybody check out Tosh Tom Awesome channel. Check out Mrs. P. You know, check out Cheryl. Rocky Wolf just came through. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, nah, definitely hugs all around. You know, like I said, I'm feeling love. I really am. But yeah, you know, when it comes to this social media thing, I think Tosh Tom was saying on one of her videos, especially when you get bigger or you get more, you know, like subscribers and stuff like that and more attention, you have to watch out for the trolls. You know, thank you, Strange Dreams, for coming through. And that's another thing too, because we live in a world of opposites. So the fact that we live in a world of opposites means that, you know, everybody doesn't have our best interests in mind. So be careful what you share. Be careful what you put out there. With me, even with me, you know, I have to be careful because, you know what, everybody don't have my best interest in mind. There may be people that I know personally that are waiting for, you know, waiting for me to slip. It's like Jay-Z said back in the days, you know, the streets is watching, waiting for you to break, make your first mistake. So, you know, on the internet, they watching, they're waiting for you to break, make your first mistake. And then you got to be careful, you know, not to say that you can't have fun, not to say you don't come on here and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Come on here and do your thing. Everything in moderation. You know, like I said, everything in moderation. Like with me, one of the things you don't do is just let the camera roll. You know, an old timer told me, he said something, and y'all can disagree with me if you like. He said, nobody could survive having their life online 24 hours. There's nobody on this planet who could survive having a whole day of their life unfiltered, uncensored, all access online. Nobody can survive that. The ridicule that somebody would get is just immeasurable. I don't care how strong you think you are. I don't care how much money you got. You could not survive a whole 24/7, you know, of people just looking and watching and seeing your life, because people are cruel. You know, people are insensitive. There are people that are loving, that are caring, that are kind, but you don't want so much of your life out there for public consumption. You want to have things in moderation. You want to have it in a situation where, you know what, let it be for a purpose. Let it be for a specific reason. You know, let it be for a time limit. Have a discipline with this. And you just be disciplined with knowing what you want to say, knowing who you want to speak to and stuff like that. You know? Okay, yeah, but that is crazy. When somebody's getting on here and they come on here and they drink and they start spilling out all the hot tea and stuff about their life, that's something that's going to come back to bite them, because there's going to be somebody out there that takes that information and uses it against them. There's going to be somebody out there that pulls them to the side. You know, so especially when you have a substance on here, you know, or you're drinking or smoking or doing something, you know, I'm not going to tell people how to live their life, but just be wary that people, you know, will bait you. People will push you. People will put you to a situation, you know, where, you know, they want you to overshare and put too much of that out there. And what I mean by oversharing for the sake of this conversation is, you know, the stuff that is personal, the stuff that is private, the stuff that shouldn't be shared, you know, about your family members, you know, about intimate relationship stuff, about financial information, just about things that could hurt you or hurt your family, things that could hurt you or hurt, you know, your job, situation. Yeah, it's good if he deleted that stream, Amber, but here's the problem. Nowadays, with even deleting a stream, is that once you put it out there, somebody can secretly record it, or it's out there forever in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it could come up in somebody else's situation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Lynn, it gets dicey. It's just whatever you share, just be careful, because sharing somebody else's personal stuff, like I said, I don't really want to contribute to anybody else's downfall, but I get it. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's something that, you're like, wow, how could people be so stupid? And I don't know. Like I said, that to me it gets dicey, but sometimes it's really tempting to, really just, laugh at other folks' crazy stuff that they do, Yeah. Oh, you meant your other personal stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. My fault, my fault, my fault. My fault, Lynn. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's things that you can share personally. I mean, like Lynn, you have intimate moments when you're driving with your son and whatnot. Stuff like that is cool. But like I said, and this is just me. This is just my opinion. You know, um, yeah, yeah, exactly. You never know what somebody's going through outside of YouTube, Lulu. My thing is just my personal opinion is just be careful of what you share. Be careful of who you include. Be careful. Make sure that if you're gonna share something, like I love what Tosh Time does. Tosh Time, she does her content, but she's respectful of her family. She says, "Look, I can't do certain things because my family don't like me on camera," and I appreciate that because she's saying, "Look, this is how you do it." If people want to be on camera, like yesterday with me and my brother when we did the live stream, he wanted to be on camera. He understood. I said, all right, let him come in. But I wasn't gonna force him to be into this situation. I was gonna force my mother, even my mother, trying to get her on camera. And these are things that matter. Yeah, Tosh. I mean, I pay attention to that. And yeah, life is full of ups and downs, Mrs. P. But I pay attention to what you were doing, Tosh, because it's about respecting, the lives of the people around you, the people that support you and help you and lift you up. Because once you cross the line with them, you know, forget what you're trying to do online. You don't want a public feud with your own family. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you don't want to be going through that stuff where you're tearing down your own family just to get views and like shares and likes. You know, um, yeah, it is good to get consent. Tiger, definitely. You know, that's what it's about. So when you're doing stuff, but see, sometimes people gotta be careful because, like I said, when you're dealing with yourself, you know, I guess you're not really getting consent from yourself, to put it out there and seeing, well, wow, should I be doing this? What's up, Llama Monster? It's a situation where you should check with yourself, modestly self-efface, and ask yourself questions. Is this something that I should share? Is this a moment that's too personal? Am I putting myself in a vulnerable state? And sometimes it's good to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's good to, share a personal moment. You know, Lynn is giving Llama Monster a hug. That's cool. Llama Monster, cool, cool channel. Awesome individual. Shout out to him. It is a situation where sometimes you check with yourself, check with your conscience and say, is this something that's going to be harmful to myself? Is it going to be something that's harmful to others? Does everything that need to be shot? Does everything need to be vlogged? Does everything need to be live streamed? And the answer to that is no. But really you take stock, take inventory, and ask yourself sometimes. Yeah, Amber. It doesn't always need to be shot. It doesn't always need to be vlogged or whatever. Yeah, nah. It's all good, Amber. Thanks for stopping by. I'll definitely check out your channel as well. Check out Amber and see what's going on with her. Yeah, yeah, Lulu. But that's what happens. Sometimes people just don't take the time to really just like modestly self-efface and look at, how they affecting themselves. Look at how you presenting yourself out there. And I try to do stuff like that all the time. I'm criticizing and critiquing myself and saying, wow, should I have done that in that way? Did I overshare? Did I put too much out there? Did I make myself vulnerable in a way that's just going to harm me, you know, and not really think about the consequences, you know? Well, let's see. Let me see what you're saying. Look at this. Yeah, yeah, I agree. You can look at the happy moments, but also too, you know, there's sad moments out there too. You know, I don't try to depress anybody. You know, I try to have a balance. I just have a balance between the happy, sad moments, the real moments, whatever it is. Be realistic about it. You know, it's just a situation where you're putting out information out there that may harm you to the point where, you know, like your name, your address, and stuff like that, or, you know, is it a situation where you can protect yourself and insulate yourself from the situation? Hey, Mr. Mach 1, thanks for coming through. You happy 99% of the time. That's an awesome situation if you are. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about the light, but you know, wherever I go, the light shines. It's all good, Lynn. It's all good. I don't know. It's just a situation where, yeah, I just try to be more mindful of how much I share and, you know, how much do people need to see from my life. And I encourage everybody else out there just to be careful with how much you share and how much you put out there and whatnot. Because everybody doesn't need to know every personal detail or every particular situation about your life. It shouldn't be, you know. You know, so share wisely, you know. Yeah, thank you, Tiger. I appreciate it. Um, yeah. I mean, on that note, I don't know if there's any really much more to say. If there's anything that everybody else has to say, I think I could really wrap this up. Okay, going once, going twice. Okay. All right, appreciate it, KK, for coming through. Appreciate everybody else for coming through. And I think if all hearts and minds are clear, I'll be out of here. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Yeah, that was a good live stream.